In the heart of Terekeka County, a small but determined circuit court is transforming lives. Amid its challenges of conflict, distance, and limited resources, the court travels to the people, delivering justice where it is needed the most.
A circuit court is a court that moves around within the states. Yeah. So the circuit court is deployed from Juba. Now, why we decided to send the court in Terekeka, it's because Terekeka is one of the counties where there's a lot of crime, and especially murder and rape. And the last time UNDP deployed a court there was in 2021. The main objective really is prison decongestion, because the prison there, especially the male prison, is built for a very small number of people. And according to the assessment that we did, we found that there is overcrowding. The second objective is to ensure that people access justice, because you can imagine since 2021, somebody has been in remand. They have never been taken to a statutory court. So which means they have not accessed justice in any way. So it is those were the two main objectives of sending the court to Terekeka.
But for some, the circuit court is not just a service, it is a lifeline for justice. But what does the process of deploying a circuit court look like?
They will write a request, then I will forward it to the Chief Justice, and then the Chief Justice will give me a light of going ahead. We send a team for evaluation to see how many cases and the environment and all these things there. Then after that, we'll select the judges according to the type of the cases in the area, and then we'll forward it to UN organization, especially for UNDP. Really, we are supposed to have a court in all over the South Sudan, but due to shortage or the number of judges is not enough, and even in that areas we don't have a judicial infrastructure, houses, a court, rooms. It is not there. Terekeka is one of the hottest area in Greater Equatoria circuit, because a lot of cases of murder cases are coming from Terekeka, and these rape cases are coming from Terekeka. So there is a highly needed of these courts to be established.
The journey to justice will not be possible without the support of the local leadership. The Commissioner of Terekeka County, Engineer George Wani Elia, explains how the court has changed his community.
فنحن كحكومة بنقدم لهم كل طلبات. إذا كان في أي تحدي نحن واقفين معهم عشان كيف نقدر نحل مشاكل الموجود داخل الكاونتي. فنحن قبل ما موبايل كود دي نحن عملنا ويانا عملنا طوية للمواطنين بتاعنا هنا في تركيكا. نادينا community leaders ويتكلمنا معهم including سلاطين بتاعت سيكور، لأنه مرات موبايل كود لما نجي هم بيفتكروا بأنه خلاص هم بقى ما عندهم شغل، فبالتالي هم كانوا ما مبسوطين. فنحن قعدنا معهم، عملنا معهم اجتماع ونحن وريناهم يعني ياتوا قضايا الموبايل كود جاي يحلوا قضايا بتاعهم كمحاكم المحلية شنو، وقضايا الكبيرة اللي هم ما قادرين يحلوا ده شنو. فموبايل كود هم جو عشان يساعدوا محاكم بتاعنا المحلية عشان كيف يحلوا قضايا بتاع شنو بتاعت الشعب.
While the circuit court operates on the ground, there is a network of support behind it. Chief Technical Advisor for the Access to Justice project at UNDP elaborates on how this initiative came to be.
We know for several years that we have had conflict in the country. The first victim is not necessarily the human beings, but institutions that can protect human beings, that can defend human beings, that can give voice to human beings. When they are not there at all, everyone becomes vulnerable. In the case of South Sudan, for several years of conflict, those institutions have been weakened or non-existent. And so at UNDP, we realized that it's not sufficient just to focus on this software without the hardware for a situation like South Sudan. Software in the sense that you can conduct training, provide information, develop knowledge products. But if you have to give access to people, they need to have the institutions. For instance, they need to have the courts to go to. They need to have police stations to go to. They need to have the police men and women on ground to respond to them when you have problems. If we don't have courts where we should have them, if we don't have judges where we should have them, what should we do to make sure that, especially the vulnerable group, those people that cannot travel from Terekeka to Juba or from other parts of the country to Juba, what will happen to justice when they have, issues to deal with? This is why, we have the circuit court, where, we bring judges together and they go to a location where, we have issues that have to be attended to by regular court. But if we don't have regular court there, now we have, court moved in the form of circuit court to such places to listen to cases.
In Terekeka, there are local courts like C Court, Town Bench Court, B Court, and A Court. All these local courts work on other cases. At the center of it all is the judiciary, ensuring that justice is delivered swiftly and fairly. Judge Lawrence Jaja, who heads the circuit court, speaks on the challenges and reward of his role.
We tried the backlog of the cases. Yani cases mean 2020. For us, as a judge of High Court, we tried capital offenses. Most of it here, 247, these rape cases, and then 206 murder cases. These are most cases here. Yani zaman jina hena في ناس قعدوا في سجن more than 3 or 4 years awaiting trials. قضية ما وكجينا هم كانوا مبسوطين. Even the authority, even the commissioner and then the chiefs هم مبسوطين. فعملنا شغل ده وفي ناس في السجن اللي كان محكومين بchiefs ما في jurisdiction بتاعهم. chiefs طبعا بيشتغل أي حاجة ما في jurisdiction بتاعهم كويس. فهم قدموا appeals وطلعهم لأنه ده ما في jurisdiction بتاع chiefs. So they're very happy.
The backbone of this system lies in its administration. Tankrilado Apollo ensures that the circuit court runs smoothly.
The court recover with the help of the court police. We have 7 guns. That's the exhibit. We are on process of writing letter to the police here in Terekeka to come and receive, because these are being collected from the civilian, and they use those guns for committing this crime, no matter what also.
Advocates also play a key role in the circuit court system. They guide and represent people who might not understand the legal process. Advocate Emanuela KG explains why this service is essential.
We work all the cases that we came from. The community, they are very happy because some people were in the prison for many years. For many years, even they don't know what will happen to them. But now they are there, someone has to know how long he's going to be in the prison. But right now they know if I'm going to be 1 year, there is a compensation I have to pay, so they can get ready and pay what the court has sentenced them.
Ensuring justice is served requires the diligent work of prosecutors like William Machwil, who has been working in Terekeka for years.
My role is to represent the cases of public interest, the cases including murder, rapes, any case that have public interest, let's say the serious crimes. These are the things that I have to make sure that they are prosecuted.
فعلا مشاكل تا منداري كتير. مشاكل تا شرقة تا مشاكلات تا دوغبادون أو تا بنات تا رابين أو نجي كاتل بادون. دي مشاكلات اللي كان في كاونتي ني. جانا دي كان أنا يندي كان بدي تايتا جانا تا ويل تاي كان هو بارك في أمريكا. أنا كان دافع بوغار يا أنا در جانا دي كان جاب بشولانة. يا كان أنا عملوا سنابل موبايل كود. ما عملوا يومين جانا دي سلمولانا.
For some, the circuit court has been a beacon of hope. Kelicha John, a Ugandan, was released after the court reviewed his case.
I was accused of attempted rape. People in Terekeka, they were saying maybe we did it. Because that night, they took the lady for medical checkup. They found nothing. But at the end of the court, they find that we are innocent. Yeah. I'm now free. Yeah, I'm free.
For Yuan Daud, the circuit court was not just about justice, it was about dignity. His daughter was impregnated at 16, and the circuit court helped him find justice.
أنا مدرر أنا دي بنية تاي عمرته 16 سنة واحد اكتسبه عمل به مشكلة لأنه كان في مدرسة سنة تامنة وأنا أخذت موقف قانوني أنا عملت الإجراءات قانون وأنا شلت الزول لادي في جوبا شالوا لادي في جوبا كان محكمة بيتم في جوبا أنا أخذت في جوبا قعدت تقريبا في إجراءات محكمة أكثر من قريب سنة كامل محكمة ما قادر يفصل نفسه وأنا بمشي برجع أنا رجعت على مقصود مع منظمة UNDP بتعاون طبعا مع judiciary عشان يجيب محكمة في بلد ده وفعلا بالمناسبة المحكمة جا فصلوا يعني حكموا زول بالسجن عشان اكتسب جنة سكر وكان جنة ده في ولادة صعب جدا أنا تحملت الآن أنا كأبو تجنة أنا شلت المسؤولية تجنة وحتى ما يومنا هذا لليلة جنة قاعد معنا وأنا رجع جنة في مدرسة عشان أنا أعرف أثر تعليم هو شنو أنا كان تعبان شديد في مواصلات لمشي لكن برضو أنا ما تيبت عشان دي جنة.
For the first time since 2020, Terekeka has seen the return of a functional court. In just 50 days, the mobile court has made a significant impact. But how can we assess the success of the circuit court in Terekeka?
So that decongestion was very good. So we are looking at about 80-85% decongestion, which is 85% release. And then also the number of complainants who were happy with the decisions that the court made. That also helps us to measure success.
For example, الفترة هنا قضيناها the 50 days we spend here, the county is very organized now. يعني بيخلي الجرائم بيكون أقل.
جمعنا لغاية من يسمى كلام ما بالك قد جاده نجد كل مرتين بموت نين ده كله من مرتين شديد.
بوجود موبايل كورت أنا نمرة واحد أنا مستفيد من قضية لأنه حكموا خلاص بدل كان أنا يوم العادة زمن زي أنا كان بمشي وده فرصة لنا دار نشكر فوق UNDP على نعمل خطوة كبير جدا يعني من نقلوا قانون جيبوا لهذا للناس التحت الممكن ما بيقدر دوره زي ممكن ممورية لنا قاعد نمشي ده حتى تنفيذات ذاته جزء تانين بعد أخذوا تنفيذات تومن من بعد يسلم في جزء تحاجات الحكمة كمل من بعد يسلموا وده أول كويس محكمة وجودته قريب لزول المسكين.
حقيقة إنه صعب كتير لأنه الآن مواطنين بقى يعرفوا بأنه بقى في قانون في البلد هنا. بوجود بتاع قانون في البلد بخلي كل زول بيحترم قوانين بتاعت الدولة. عدم وجود بتاعت مبنى وعدم وجود بتاعت accommodation أو سكن لناس بتاع محكمة ده سبب لحد يوم الليلة يعني تركيكا ما عنده محكمة ثابت. فإن شاء الله بعد موبايل كورت لما الفترة بتاعه ينتهي يعني هنا برضو بنحاول مع السلطات بتاعت الولاية وحكومة الغرب عشان كيف لازم يكون في محكمة ثابت في تركيكا عشان كيف يقدر يساعد ويقلل من مشاكلات الأمنية أو مشاكلات الإجرامية اللي قاعدة تحصل داخل الكوميونتي هنا.
And we just got a report that during the period of 1 month plus, 144 cases have been dealt with. I mean, ordinary court, I don't think will have the luxury of time to be able within such a short time to deal with such cases. Land cases, criminal cases, family cases, and all that, dispersing justice within such a short space of time. UNDP exists in countries to accompany government to develop, in their plans to develop. That's what we do. We don't run the race for them. It's their race. We just accompany them to do that.
But what challenges have risen during this effort to deliver justice?
A couple of challenges. The first challenge, I think, this time when we deployed the court, it was during the rainy season, and which is also the planting season. So you find, especially the witnesses and the complainants, they actually come late to court. Since people heard that there is a court, a statutory court in Terekeka that is listening to cases, we found people now running to Juba, transferring their cases to Terekeka. So it meant that the workload increased as opposed to what we had anticipated. So the challenge there, it made us have to add the court a number of days for them again to prolong their work, which is not what, again, we had anticipated.
The challenge here, the chiefs, they don't write the hearing. They don't write the parties while they are talking. So they don't have records. What we did in this mobile court, we hear the parties from the beginning so that we can have a way to bring out a good decision.
Yes, the challenges that I'm facing, and these are very serious, the challenges are related to the collection of the evidence, because Terekeka is very vast county. So when some of the crimes are being committed in the remote area, where there is no access for investigator to go and collect or to visit the crime scene in order to collect the evidence. I lost 2 cases of the GBV involving the minor, the kids. It was 6 years, 7 years because of lack of evidence. The victim can testify, but to prove on other basis of medical report, it is very weak. And also for the victim to come and report. So the victim may come late. When you send the victim, especially the victim of the GVV, the sexual related case, to the hospital also, there are no specialized hospitals, doctors for the GVV cases, for the examination. The examination may come with a negative result that the victim came late and the examination cannot be done because the victim report late. One of the cases of which the court actually did not took a good step, it was a case in which it has been adjourned for 14 times. So when we brought it here, it has the court finished that the accused has been sentenced for 5 years imprisonment plus fine. So I myself, as a prosecutor, when there is a crime has been committed, I better to visit the crime scene together with the investigator to collect the evidence, but the mobility is not there. Second to it, you have the collection of evidence also needs some machinery, thing like camera in order to take the photographs. Also investigators, also they need to be trained because there are no investigators at all. So the few that we have, they cannot manage. And there is increase of commission of the crimes. We need to mitigate the crimes, and we have to make sure that our society should not be of criminals.
So, there is a need of to send a permanent judge in all these. In fact, this is a solution. The UNDP have played a very, very, very important role of litigation or winding all these pending cases in those areas. So they are helping a lot for the judiciary of South Sudan. Not only in that one, but they give us about 24 or 20 something cars, which are now helping all over the South Sudan.
Kido kondi la ngona ke adonyar dama do ko jula ka segene demo tay lepo yan lo jur dekta teknu ata du jur la solo moy sante ji to got baya di do saka segene haya fi dunia ini haya fi dunia nu nazi hataran bazu yani saka na kenan ngudu ku kari yamulan kalaman kois.
The UNDP resident representative in South Sudan shares insights on the recent deployment of circuit court.
The deployment of circuit courts in South Sudan is an important milestone in our shared mission to advance access to justice in South Sudan. The recent deployment of a circuit court in Terekeka marks a significant step towards addressing the justice needs of people in this region, many of whom faced long-standing challenges in accessing legal services. In South Sudan, vast geographical areas and limited infrastructure often mean that people, especially in remote communities, struggle to access justice. The UNDP country office, in collaboration with the judiciary of South Sudan and partners like UNMISS, has introduced mobile and circuit courts to bridge this gap. These courts bring legal services directly to communities, ensuring that justice is not a privilege for the new, but a right for all. The circuit court in Terekeka has been instrumental in resolving cases, promoting accountability, and fostering the rule of law. The court successfully handled 144 cases, of which 10 were civil cases and 134 were criminal cases. As a result, 80 prisoners were released and 54 were convicted, contributing to the decongestion of detention facilities. Additionally, the court facilitated the recovery of 7 firearms from the community, further promoting safety and security. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage community members to actively participate in the circuit court sessions. Your presence and engagements are critical to ensuring that justice is fair and transparent. Attending these courts not only gives you a voice in the judicial process, but also strengthens trust in the justice system, helping to resolve disputes and promote peace within your community. While circuit courts are vital interim solution, they are not enough on their own. Our ultimate goal is to see the establishment of permanent courts across South Sudan. This will ensure that justice system is sustainable, accessible, and able to serve all citizens in the long term. We call upon the government of South Sudan to prioritize the establishment of these permanent judicial structures. By working together, we can build a resilient justice system that will allow every person in this country to access their fundamental right to justice. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Kingdom of the Netherlands for their unwavering support and generosity. Without your funding, initiatives like the mobile courts would not be possible. Your commitment to strengthening South Sudan justice system is not only empowering communities, but is also laying the foundation for a future built on fairness, peace, and the rule of law. In conclusion, I am confident that with continued partnership and commitment, we will realize a future where justice is within reach for all South Sudanese. Let us continue moving forward together to make this vision a reality.
The Circuit Court in Terekeka is more than just a legal institution. It's a promise that justice can be brought to every corner of South Sudan, one case at a time, through collaboration, resilience, and commitment to the rule of law. The journey of justice continues.